Hi, 7th graders and families. I'm Ms. Walters, and I'll be your ELA teacher this year. Let's get started. The materials you'll need in class for ELA will be your notebook and a pencil, your Chromebook charged and ready to go, and a book of your choice for our first 10 minutes of class. The topics we'll cover in class this year will alternate between reading a shared novel and writing larger writing units for paragraphs and essay writing. And of course, reading and writing will take place in every unit, but we'll alternate between those large units. You can get more information about that from our syllabus, which is posted on Schoology. Our grading in ELA will be standards-based, so it'll be on a 3-point scale. And the categories that you'll see in Skyward will be content knowledge, daily assignments, and engagement in learning, with content knowledge accounting for 100% of the overall grade in ELA. So those will be all of your end of the unit assessments. So projects, essays, tests, anything that comes at the end of the unit for your culminating grade. That will make up your ELA grade. I'm very flexible when it comes to late work, especially when absences are concerned, and providing support for rewrites and retakes. And I just ask that students communicate with me, and I can help support in whatever way you need to get the best grade possible in class. I do ask that students create a routine for reading at home so they can develop a habit of just reading for pleasure. So ideally, this would take place for 30 minutes every day, but I know very well that many of our students are really busy with after-school activities, and sometimes those go well into the evening. So I just ask the students to create a routine that works for them. Maybe most of their reading happens on the weekend and not as much during the week. Maybe there are certain days of the week that they can read. Maybe they just read for a few minutes before bed, but I ask them to create that routine on their own. I don't give homework regularly in ELA, so I provide plenty of class time to do all of their reading in class and their writing assignments. And I even give extensions in class when needed, when I can tell that the whole class needs more time to work on something. Again, extensions are given with communication from the student. The only time that students will need to work on their ELA work at home is if they've had an extended absence and they're trying to get caught up, or perhaps if they weren't using their class time to work on ELA work and they have some work that they need to do at home. In terms of behavioral expectations, I ask that students show respect for themselves, for others, and for their learning environment here in class. We don't use cell phones at any point in ELA, so those stay in the lockers. And their Chromebooks are used for ELA work only. So when we're done with classwork in ELA, we don't use the Chromebooks for playing games. Since the students bring a book of their choice to class for the beginning of the class period, I ask that when they're done with their classwork, if they have extra time, they pick that book back up and resume reading. So part of my job is to help foster a love of reading and filling our extra time with reading instead of being on a device. Finally, I ask that students come prepared to class, and that includes coming with a charged Chromebook. So please develop a routine at home for remembering to charge that Chromebook overnight. This is what our Schoology page looks like. At the top of my page, you'll see instructions for a student when they're absent. They're told to check the weekly log and the weekly folder. The weekly log is the first file that will always show up in Schoology, and that's just a document that shows a snapshot of what we're doing each day that week. So if they're absent one day, they can just look to that day and see what they're missing in class. And the weekly folder will always be labeled with this week's dates, and it will show any digital assignments that we have, any YouTube videos we're watching in class, any articles that we're reading that can be posted online. And that's one place where the students can go if they're absent and see if there's anything that they can do from home. Otherwise, I'm happy to help students get caught up in class when they return from an absence. The best way to contact me is definitely through email. I will be using Parent Square this year, but since it's new for all of us, feel free to reach out by email if you have any questions, and I tell the students to do the same. And you can expect a response from me within 24 hours if you reach out to me, but that's definitely the best way to contact me. I hope you have a great school year, and I look forward to working with your students this year.